I've had these decoys since 2012. I started off with getting the breeder hen. No, this is the feeder hen. I got the lookout hen, and then I got the quarter strut Jake. These are the first three decoys I had. I hunted with them the whole year of 2012. I was up in Bass Pro Shops about last week, and I noticed that they've come out with a new model of the hen decoys. To my knowledge, the quarter strut Jake and the strutting Tom are about the same. I haven't noticed any differences between those decoys. We'll get on these in a second. I'd like to start off with the hens. Avian decoys, they inflate. They have a valve right here on the bottom. Air comes in, you can blow them up. Then whenever you get done blowing them up, just push the valve back in, you're ready to go. The type of stakes that these decoys come with is a one-piece unit. It's collapsible. It just fits down in the hole. You stake that down into the ground, then your decoy will fit right on top. What I like about these is that they fit on the stake in such a way that if a breeze blows, you get a little bit of movement. So it kind of adds more of like a lifelike effect to the decoys, but if they already don't have enough already. These things look amazing. Look like a real turkey. Best decoy quality I've ever seen. With this model right here, I don't know if they're still making them like this. The new ones that I saw in Bass Pro Shops last week, the legs are a little bit longer. They're brown now. They're not these black stubby stop at the feathers. They actually come down with some scales. They're a little bit smaller. They seem like they're a little bit more lightweight. These decoys are really heavy. I knew that before I bought them. That's the price that I was willing to pay for the quality and the realness of the decoys. They're very lifelike, LCD lifelike collapsible decoy. This right here is the feeder hen. I've had a lot of luck with this one, the lookout, and a Jake setup. The Jake right here, you see a little beard, the great quality. Each feather is individual. It's like it's carved on here. Same setup with this one. Has a valve on the bottom. Push it in, blow it up. I don't know if they're making these decoys like the hens anymore in this model. They look like they're smaller. They've worked on the weight of the decoy. When I hunt with these decoys, I don't, take all the air out, roll them up, put in my pack. How I head into the woods is I go out in the front yard, listen for a turkey. If I hear one gobbling, I'll take the decoys out there and just have them by the neck, because I get as close to the turkey as I possibly can, and I throw them on the stakes, get my setup ready, and I just feel like letting the air out, blowing them back up. It takes too much time, too much noise, too much movement. They come with the bag right here. You can stuff these decoys in there, throw it over your shoulder. It's great if you're going to keep them in your truck. Man, it might keep the paint from fading, cover them up. I really don't use the bags that much though. You could use them for something else. They have the Avian logo on there. Seem like they work pretty well. Overall, great decoys, great quality. They're really heavy. Like I said though, the new ones, looks like they've addressed that issue. They're pricey. These were about 80 bucks a pop for the hens. The Jake was about 100, 120 for the Strutter. We'll get to the Strutter in a little bit. Save the best for last, most exciting decoy for last. I use mainly two hens with a male turkey. I've had a lot of success with that. Early on in the season, you might want to use a Strutter. Later on in the season, I found a lot of luck using like a Jake, because a lot of these subordinate toms, they get the crap beat out of them pretty early when the gobblers are trying to, tell who's dominant. So a gobbler just got beat up on might be a little bit skeptical about coming up on a full strut turkey. So if you want to throw a Jake out there, you might have a little bit better luck on pulling in that tom that just got his butt kicked. And he's only quarter strut, so he's not quite as aggressive, but his head is really red. Great paint detail on this. Now, we'll get to the Strutter decoy. Here's the fan that it came with right here. This one is really easy to pack. You can fold it up, it bends, throw it in your vest, however you want to use it. I've never hunted with this fan, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. You don't really need a real fan. I have one. I'll show you how I have that set up in here in a second. Looks like it might be a little bit shiny from a long ways away if the sun's hitting it just right. I like to use a real fan, just get as real as I can with the turkeys. It can't hurt anything. So here's the back of the fan it comes with. You can see it's just like a cloth material. It's got like some plastic cutouts. It's a two-piece cutout in here so you can fold it up. The gobbler and the jake, they all come with the same type of stake. The male turkeys seem like they have a little bit of a larger stake, longer to hold them up since they sit higher on the ground. Here's the strutter right here. Great paint detail on this turkey. When the sun hits it, you can see like the specks in the paint. Looks very lifelike. The quality of these decoys are well worth the money. I've had a lot of success with these turkeys, with these decoys. How this fan works is on the back here. It's got a slot, so you just pull this down and your fan will pop right out. Okay? I hunt with a jake fan. I didn't have any jake fans because I only shoot gobblers, mature gobblers. Went to my taxidermist. He had an extra jake fan. We put some auto body putty on here to make it hard so it can hold up in this decoy, take a beating. The only bad part about this is it catches wind when you're walking. It's very awkward to walk with, but that's the price that I'm willing to pay to get more real in the woods, to get a better, more realistic setup going on. We just put some putty around the back here, and that'll fit right in there. Hunted with this for all last season. It took a beating, and it still looks great. So if you can get a hold of a jake fan, spread it out, let it dry up, put that auto body putty on there, or whatever you got, maybe some JB Well, I don't know. But just it's a great setup. I've had a lot of success with that. For the strutting tom right here, this one inflates also. It has a valve just like all the other decoys, as well as your stake slot right here. Great decoy, just great quality all around. Avian X, home run, hats off to you guys. The past couple of seasons, I've done really well. I hunted a little bit in the fall. So here's some of the gobblers I've taken since 2012 off of these decoys. So I've never had a problem with a bird coming into these decoys. I've had them fly right off the roost, right into the field, and just freeze right in my setup. I'm like, hey, look at those turkeys. Pop them. Last season, I've got a post-hunt video on the channel. I discussed the hunt. It happened very fast. I wasn't able to get the camera set up in time, but I was sitting out pretty much in the middle of this field. No cover. It was early in the season. These gobblers came strutting in, full on, locked up on the jake. I had the feeder, and I also had the breeder hen out there. And the two toms came in. They were going to whoop up on the jake. Didn't even see me sitting there, and I was able to pop one. So if you're moving around, if you're not paying attention, these decoys might save you just by the detail and how much a gobbler is going to be into them. Trying to think of anything else that I can say about the decoys. The new ones, I guess they're about the same price. They're not as heavy. So if you have any questions about the decoys, feel free to send me a message. I can make another video if this one wasn't good enough, didn't answer all your questions. But hopefully this helps out. They kind of feel like a basketball almost. They're rubbery. It's a rubber. I've had gobblers come up and peck the crap out of them. They've been clawed. They've been stood on. A gobbler's tried to breed one of these actually. So they hold up very well. It's a very good product. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I know it's a lot of money for turkey hunting, but I plan on having these decoys. I don't have any reason to buy another set of decoys. This is all I need. The reason why I have all the decoys is so I have a different setup. Fall turkey season, you're allowed to shoot hens during the fall here in Missouri, during the October-fall portion of the shotgun. So I like to use the 3 hens just to look like a flock of hens out there eating, and you'll have hens that come in. Pretty good success with that. Like I said, strutter, I've never really hunted over a strutter until now. I've always had great success over a jake decoy. But if you're after a dominant bird, hook spurs, long beard, the boss tom, strutter is the way to go. So you won't have any problems with this fan. But like I said, this is how I did mine. It's worked great. Having the hard putty down here allows it to slide in and out of that slot pretty well. So if you guys have any questions about the decoys, let me know. I hope that this helped you out, and thanks for watching.